Well, after last night, I just have one word for you all. Justify! Yes, Justify won the Preakness last night. The horse race, for those of you who don't know. Anyway, Justify won, and the hopes for a Triple Crown are still alive. This is actually a lot more momentous than you realize, because the last time we had a Triple Crown winner was American Pharaoh back in 2015. 3 years, doesn't seem like it's that bad. No, but especially when you compare it to the fact that before American Pharaoh, the last Triple Crown winner was Affirmed, way back in 1978. Yeah, 37 years. So, the hope that we can get another Triple Crown winner is just awesome. But, enough about that. Good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. Yep, it is Sunday. And I definitely have a few things to talk about pertaining to this weekend, because honestly, I thought my cousin's christening was going to be the only great thing that happened. I didn't completely and utterly forget about the royal wedding. It's just not really my thing. I mean, yeah, I'd like to get married someday, and there are some girls I'll think about occasionally. Hey, I'd rather say that, hey, better that than obsessively Facebook stalk them. That's just creepy and weird. Anyway, so, yeah, there was the royal wedding, and there was my cousin's christening, which, sadly, I didn't do the video. I didn't make like a video of doing that or anything. But I have a reason, and that is way back when I decided I was going to do these videos, before 2018 even, I told myself that if I am going to make videos, I'm going to try my best not to do anything crazy or obscene or anything like that. And I'm pretty sure I have. But one thing I definitely I agree for myself is that I'm not going to be promoting any Jesus imagery in my videos. Hey, you know what? Whether you want to call these videos good or bad, the one thing I can tell you that they are not is Man of Steel. Hold on. Okay. There's that. So, yeah, I really gotta learn how to edit these videos eventually. So, yeah, overall, last night was pretty good. I mean, I'm sad the Celtics lost, because honestly I just wish they win the next 2 games and get it over with, so we can finally stop hearing about how great LeBron is. I do not hate LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron James is awesome. But I just hear about him so much. He's just overhyped. It was different back when Michael Jordan was still around, because I was an impressionable kid who didn't know any better. But again, as time goes on, the novelty could potentially wear thin. I mean, LeBron James was so big back when I was at Trinity Poly. So that should tell you how long he's had his storied career. But enough about that. One thing, even though I didn't get the video of the party or the christening, I do have one video from my brother of many comedic and musical talents. I'll definitely put a link in the descriptions up top and down below. But enough about that. I think it's time I finish up talking about what I was talking about this week so far, and that is the best eating establishments I've been to at Cuckoo Lake. At least when it comes to Hammondsport's Big 8. Now to recap, I've talked about I've given links and given links in descriptions to the Bully Hill Winery, the Pleasant Valley Inn, the Union Block Italian Bistro, the Timberstone Grill, and the Village Tavern. So 5 so far. So I thought the best appropriate to talk about the 3 I talked about yesterday because they're all within walking distance of each other. And I mentioned yesterday that the 3 places I'm going to talk about today are not within walking distance of each other, but they are within boating distance of each other. And to start off, I think I'll mention something I have talked about in the past, particularly pertaining to the hors d'oeuvre on my full course menu, which to recap is chicken wings, and that is the Lakeside Restaurant. It's on the west side of Keuka Lake, on West Lake Road. In proximity to where everything is, it's the closest, I would say, to where Branchport is. So even though a part of me wants to say it's in Branchport, but it really is in Hammondsport. I did my research, I know, don't worry. And what's so good about these wings? Well, believe it or not, the wings at Lakeside have not 1 but 2 kinds of wings I like. The Crooked Blue and the Pig Wings. What are the pig wings, you might ask? Well, you'll know what to do because I'm going to put a link in the description, silly. Anyway, a very interesting fact about Lakeside is the head chef at Lakeside was actually the one who did the catering for my brother's wedding. In fact, he actually did the catering for my grandfather's 80th birthday as well. My grandfather on my mother's side. So this is the guy who invented the Crooked Blue wings and the pig wings. So again, I never name names so as not to embarrass or offend anyone, but I'll say this. He's easily one of the best chefs I've ever known. In fact, if I ever became big and rich and famous, he's one of the people I would very much consider hiring as a professional chef. But there's someone else I was thinking of too who I would hire for that. An old friend from college of mine, but that's something for another day. So, moving on, I think I'll mention the next place, which is the closest to Lakeside, which is the Waterfront Restaurant. Yep, the Waterfront Restaurant. While doing my research and making sure I would give you all the right information, in trying to look up the menu for the Waterfront, I couldn't actually find a worded menu per se. There's just images of some of the food they serve, which honestly is a good thing. Why? Because the Waterfront has, I'll say, 1/2 of an item on my full course menu. But I'll explain that when the time comes. All you need to know is that the food there is wonderful, just like at all the other places that I've mentioned so far. And the Waterfront is actually where my brother and my sister-in-law had their rehearsal dinner. So, yeah. That's definitely worth mentioning if there was anything else worth mentioning. And you know what? I think I'll cap this off with the final of Hammondsport's Big 8. Although I've mentioned this several times in the past. In fact, I've mentioned that this place also has pretty solid wings as well. And I mentioned this place has a polar bear plunge. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta end it off with the Switzerland Inn. Which, over the years, that place has come an insanely long way. In fact, well back when I was little. I don't think I was even born yet when I heard about this when the story happened. But my parents and my grandparents on my father's side actually went there for lunch, and the food there was just terrible. But over the years, the Switzerland Inn has really stepped up their game. call it the fact that people want better quality, or maybe they just decided to do it themselves. Or maybe it was always good. They were just having a bad day that day. Whatever the reason, the Switzerland Inn has really come in their own. And I love going there whenever I can. In fact, truth be told, the Switzerland Inn is 1 mile north from where my family, on my father's side's cottage is. Yeah, I could practically walk there if I wanted to. But I won't. But I don't because, and I'll explain why. The Switzerland Inn is also known for having great, great parties. So, yeah, walking to the Switzerland Inn, a mile from my place, when it's pitch black out, especially when the fastest way to get there is through highway, really is not the best idea. But it's still awesome. It's still great. And of course, I'm definitely putting a link in the description to the Switzerland Inn, of course. In fact, the Switzerland Inn's parties are so great that not only is the polar bear plunge super famous, but believe it or not, the end of the year party before they close for the season is pretty great too. In fact, I went there on November 19th, 2017. That was the last night they were open, and I had a blast. But you don't have to take my word for it for any of these places, because again, you can look for yourself. I'll put links in the descriptions of all 3 places I've talked to on Facebook and on YouTube for you guys to see for yourself. And you know what? I think that's about all I have to say about the Hammondsport Big 8. Don't worry, people of Penn Yan. I'll get to talking about you guys a little bit later. And by a little bit later, I mean tomorrow. Because there are a bunch of places in Penn Yan I gotta talk about leading up to Memorial Day weekend. In fact, if you're a college kid at Keuka College, I'll be talking about 2 of them tomorrow. Or if you're a Keuka College alum, I'll be talking about 2 of them tomorrow. But that's something for tomorrow. In any case, like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I really could use the support. And to all my viewers out there, I'm humbled that I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy today. I'm hopeful that we all have a wonderful day today. And remember, if you guys ever want to talk, or if you guys ever want to chat, I'll always be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. So take care.